Yes.
Yes.
Arrangements were made to have a meeting.
All right. So, you all wake up. It is the morning after. You're drinking with the dwarves. Anybody who tried to keep up with them would have quite the hangover right about now. I don't think any of you are quite foolish enough to do that, though. So, Adriel has an appointment to go see Mr. Stokely Silverstream to talk about barding with to talk about barding for your elk. Does she have a name?
He does. Hold on.
Okay. The rest of you, I believe, just want to get your various things that you've pulled off the dragon made into trophies. Anything else we wanted to do while we're with all these lovely dwarves?
We also want to ask them anything they know about frost giants in general.
Okay. If you asked that question at all last night, you'd get a lot of dwarven swearing and talk of how they're going to knock them all on their asses so that they can come down to the same level as the dwarves. Are you looking for anything in particular when they're sober?
Well, Adriel's looking for barding, but I know the general plan for coming here was to help dealing with the giants.
Was it just the giants, or were we also looking for if they had any information on the guy who stole the ring?
That too. Anything they can tell us.
Okay.
Yeah, local legends, stuff like that. Local lore.
Any local lore? All right. Well, we'll get to that. For frost giants in particular, there's not much that they can tell you that you haven't already heard from Zephyros or the people in 10 towns about their culture. They can tell you that, they value strength. They don't like to attack unless they're... Okay, that is a name. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Exactly how it's spelled, Bicephalo.
Bicephalo. Okay.
Mark Ruffalo.
Sure.
I think elk works.
Nothing new about culture or about just them in general. They can tell you plenty about how dwarves tend to fight giants. Yeah, so dwarves tend to fight giants by, like the drunk dwarves last night were saying, bringing them down to their level by either smashing their knees so that they're forced, or tripping them, or tangling them up with nets. So what they normally like to do is they like to drag them and pull them down, and then hit them while they're on the ground and they can't fight back. So you get...
Literally, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Yeah, pretty much. You get a lot of graphic and gory stories about times they've done this to frost giants in the past, and a lot of swearing about the dwarves who died doing it.
Were there any particular reasons for those times they went at each other?
Frost giants like to take stuff. Frost giants don't really make things. They just kind of take whatever they need from little people.
Mm-hmm.
And the dwarves take exception to that. So, you also asked Artis Simber, the guy who had the ring. Talking to Stokely, you'd find Stokely can tell you that the last time Artis Cimber was seen in Icewind Dale in the area was probably 3 or 4 decades ago. Since then, last they heard, he was going south. Something about an order of wizards.
So, at this point, what we know is they seem to probably be after this Artis Cimber fellow, but he hasn't been around a long
We're
time.
actually his ring. I don't think they know
Yes.
who Artis Cimber is.
Well, they were calling his name. We did hear some people saying they were yelling for him.
Right. That's true. And they probably want him personally as well as the ring.
But the fact that he hasn't been around in so long and they're just suddenly asking this means they, I don't know, they honed in on him for some reason?
Well, they might have known for a while that this was a thing going on, but with the disappearance of the Storm King and the whatnot, they're thinking, oh, this is what we've been doing wrong, is not getting our stuff back, so now we have to do it right away. Whereas before it was just a thing that would be nice to happen. All of a sudden it's now a pressing issue.
Yes, but just something seems off, and I'm trying to figure out. I guess we found out when his descendant came to town, right?
His descendant came to town. I'd have to check to be sure, but I'm pretty sure it's about 10 to 15 years ago.
Okay. Okay, so he's been there for a while. So it's not them just suddenly seeing that. Because, I mean, I could understand maybe some kind of weird blood magic, but I don't know where the Frost Giants would get hold of that. Where they thought it was Artis, but it's actually this other kid.
Well, they have one of their heretic shamans,
That's true.
so we don't know
why
what
they
kind
would
of
just-
magic they can.
Yeah, but casting
It
it
doesn't
now
explain
is
the
odd.
timing, though.
Yeah,
That's why I think it has something to do with the Ordnung and, like,
yeah.
that creates the urgency.
Honestly, at this point, our best bet is probably to try to talk to them to get more sense out of it. Or at least try to explain that if they were searching for him and using weird blood magic, it's not actually him and he doesn't have the ring.
Well, the other issue is we're saying, oh no, Artis is to the south. That's sending them towards the Lord's Alliance, which I'm not.
Yeah.
That probably would not look good on our service records.
Well, we don't have to tell them where December is, just that whatever
He ain't
they're
here.
using to try and find him is wrong. Nobody
He
around
ain't
here
here,
is
and he hasn't been here in a long time. How long do giants live?
Depends on the species. Frost giants, about 250 years on average.
So a lifetime for them since Artis Cimber has been around. Or half a lifetime at least.
Yeah.
Because basically our main mission from Lord Naboo was to come up here, figure out what the Frost Giants want, and try to stop them, basically.
Well, the mayor requested the Lord's Alliance assistance and making the Frost Giants not a problem anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember when we talked to her being more specific than that.
no, that's about the gist of it.
So if we can convince them to go somewhere else, we've completed the immediate mission.
And if we can at least get close enough now to not immediately be smashed, then I think we can deal with that. The amazing people we are.
Well, that's what the dragon head is for.
Exactly. So at this point, I think we have all the information that we can use to advantage right now, that we know of.
Yep.
So I think it's time we go charm some frost giants. What say you?
Sounds good.
I guess with regards to that shaman, would any of the dwarves around here have given any information that we wouldn't have gotten from Zephyros? Or
Probably a follower of Thrym, the frost giant god. Beyond that, there's not much you can tell.
okay.
Oh, barding. Right. That was a conversation that we...
Tabled at the end of last session.
Yeah, we kind of tabled it. Haven't really gotten back to it. For barding, if you go talk to Stokely in the morning, he is still nursing a hangover, head in his hands, sitting at his desk. But if you do ask him nicely for the barding, he will agree to fashion some barding for you. For the shit.
Like Buffalo.
Bicefalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
It's trying to
Whichever-
alphafy the Buffalo.
Whichever of the two we end up going with. For Bicefalo, he will ask you. It'll take about a week, and he's going to ask you for probably 300 gold
Okay.
for barding short notice out of Dragonhide.
Okay. That seems like a fair price.
Okay.
I'm going to accept that. I will provide it in gold coin. Actually, a mixture of gold and silver coin.
Okay.
I have like 1,000 silver pieces, so I'll be carrying around that much yet.
Yeah, you
That adds
can.
up.
Coin's coin to him. Doesn't really matter.
He doesn't have to carry it around. All right, so what I'm going to do so he can fit it is I'm going to leave my Cuffalo here. And in about a week's time, I'll just summon my Cuffalo to me.
All right.
So that's
He
what I'm
seems
doing.
perfectly okay with this. We'll have your barden done by then, okay?
All right, keep in mind, in a week he's going away.
Oh, it won't be a problem.
Now, you seem
make
like a
sure-
dwarf of your word, so I'll trust you.
An elf trusting the word of a dwarf. Truly, this is a day for the ages.
Well, it's not like we don't know where he lives.
Yeah.
That's true. He's not exactly mobile either. But for the rest of you, so I have Rich. You have teeth and scales for your trophy.
Yes.
What did you want to make with them?
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold on to him for now.
Okay. Like the whole point of them is to display them as trophies, right?
That is one option, yes.
Okay. Does anybody want to do anything special with their dragon parts
Necklace.
besides the barding necklace? Okay. You can get one of the dwarves to string your talons to string your talon onto a necklace. You could even get Sir Barrick to do it for you as well. He's got plenty of practice with it.
The talon, not so much. Mostly the scales. They're shiny
Oh.
and prettier.
Oh, that's fair. Oh, they're white dragon. They're not too shiny, but they're good enough. Yeah, dragon scale necklace. That'll be something. All right. You can show them to a dwarf. He'll turn them into a necklace for you. He'll charge you
Either
about
that or a
50
belt. That would be pretty.
or a belt. They'll charge you about 50 gold for either one of them.
Try to persuade to haggle down a little bit.
Roll them.
Why isn't it doing the thing?
Yeah, I don't know if you're rolling, but it's not showing up.
Trying. Let me pop it in
Ox,
here
you
and
just
see if
have the
it's-
head, right?
What?
You just have the head?
And one of the talons, but I'm not going to do anything with it yet.
Nope. Okay.
Come on. There we go.
We'll drop that to 40 just for you.
Yay. Like, thank you profusely and give him a wink.
Okay. So yeah, a day from then, you have a lovely, shiny, white dragon scale necklace. Or belt. Whichever one you chose. Alrighty. So, trophies and all you have in hand. Where would you like to go?
I think we should head back to town, I guess. Unless we want to cut directly across, but I don't think that's a good idea.
We could probably cut directly across if Barrick is willing to come.
This will be our tracker to track down the frost giants. Or at least be guide.
Barrick indicates willingness to come. Oh yeah, if you're heading to see the frost giants, I am more than okay with that.
Well, there we go. I mean, unless anybody has anything in particular to do in town, but I don't think we do.
Not really, but
Straight to the Giants then, or back to town?
Straight to the Giants.
Though, do we need
Sure.
any more? I guess ask Barrick whether the length of the trip would require needing any more rations or anything like that for time.
Oh, don't you worry about that. Anything extra we need, we can pick up here with the dwarves before we go. Besides, they're only about a day east of Brine Shander. It's only a little bit more than a day to get there from here.
And turn to the rest of the group. Is everyone well equipped for that then?
All right. Yeah, the dwarves are more than willing to sell you guys fresh rations for the trip. While you guys are restocking, Barrick goes and wanders off to speak with Stokely. He returns maybe half an hour later. I've talked to our good friend Stokely here. In case the worst should happen, I've engaged him to send some of his dwarves down to the city. Help shore up the defenders a bit.
good thinking.
A most noble endeavor.
Hope for the worst, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, as I always say. If you've got all you need, shall we be off? I itch to fight some more frost giants.
Just know, darling, our initial mission may not require such a thing, but we'll be happy to have you if such a thing happens.
Well, if nothing else, you apparently need some direction down there. I would be happy. He does a little half bow as he speaks to oblige.
And we are most grateful for it. Well then, darlings, shall we? The situation isn't going to rectify itself.
You are quite correct. Shall we?
Let's.
Alrighty. So I'm going to stick you all back on the world map. Just because there isn't really a good small scale map of Brine Shander. Or of the area around Brine Shander. So you all are just at the north of the dale, by Kelvin's Cairn. You're heading southeast for the time being towards what used to be a lovely little town called East Haven, until the giants came down and sacked it. You can leave in the morning. The weather seems much as you left it. A couple of small clouds in the sky, but mostly sunshine, surprisingly enough. It's still bitter cold, though, as you walk. So snow remains on the ground. As you go, Barrick continues his enthusiastic pointing out of wildlife features, just as he did last time you all were walking. But given that you're not hunting for any more trophies, he steers you wide around anything that sounds too dangerous. You eventually find it's a bit more than a day to get there. You are forced to camp out on the plains. I guess you're forced to camp out on the plains about 20 miles east of Brine Shander and rest for the night. You're maybe a few hours walk from the you're maybe a few hours travel from the former town of East Haven. Barrick counsels you against moving on, though. Giants have quite good night vision and are very accurate with their rocks. It would be foolish to move on at this point.
Yes, I certainly don't need a rocks fall, everyone dies scenario. Quite understood.
Start looking for a good place to make camp.
All right. It's pretty flat around here, and you're mostly above the tree line, but you can find a nice little hill that at least blocks some of the wind and blocks vision from the town you're going to. You can make camp there. Yeah. Barrick sets up a fire, noms on some of his rations, goes to sleep. Anybody want to do anything before you head out? Or before you go to sleep? Words.
No, I'm good.
Just help with the fire and then give Rilix some playtime using some prestidigitation. Poor Rilix seems like he's probably been a little neglected on this trip.
Probably. Honestly, I kind of assumed you guys left him behind, given that you were going to find the nastiest thing you could, basically.
Where are we going to leave him?
I don't know, but I figured basically anywhere in Brine Shander would be safer than with you guys. No worries.
But he also was smart enough to stay out of the trouble zone.
True. But yeah, you can prestidigitate a nice red dot for him to follow around if that's
Exactly.
that's what you wanted to do. He chases it around quite contentedly, but he gets very confused when it vanishes whenever you raise your finger above ground level. That made sense. That was a sentence that made sense.
And he's the
Smirked
smart
herself.
one.
You know what I mean. Whenever the red dot vanishes, he is very confused. So, those of you who stay awake through the night, Ox in particular, Adriel, you'd probably be awake for this. Make a perception check for me.
God, I love those rolls.
We're screwed.
Well,
Wow, that turned out so much better than I expected.
So we died, right?
No, rocks. There are no rocks that you missed falling on you guys. Congratulations.
Because the rolls weren't that bad.
So Adriel and Ox, you're up, wandering around, maybe chit-chatting a little. Somehow you completely miss the arrival of a single frost giant until he walks up behind both of you and makes a shh noise.
see, I figured he would just come sit down by the campfire, listen to us talk for a little bit, and then just speak up. Just jump into the conversation.
It was a really engaging conversation about something.
Yeah, you couldn't even tell the rumbles.
Meow, 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 meow. Purr, meow.
So basically, a frost giant leans over, inserts his face quite literally into your conversation, and makes a shh noise with accompanying hand gesture. What do?
Hello!
Hello. So now that you've noticed the frost giant, you're very confused as to how in the hell you managed to miss him. He's, about 20 feet tall, built like a brick shithouse. He's primarily covered in furs, with some dragon scales poking out of them, a couple of large tusks mounted on his armor. He's got some wicked tribal tattoos going all up his one side, and they disappear under his furs, but they reappear on his face.
It's the furs, they're sound absorbing.
It's practically camouflage right there.
It's really, really dark.
Yeah, we're just not
also-
going to mention this, okay?
Did you guys call the frost giant Maui?
Not quite frost giant Maui, no. Not nearly that extensive. They're only on the one side.
Anyway, Adriel will definitely stand up and kind of reach for her weapon, but then not quite grab it.
No. Do not touch your weapon.
Ox tries desperately not to touch his own fists.
I assume this means you just raised your hands in the air?
He would like raise them up, look at him, look kind of panicked, and just spread his fingers out as much as possible.
Jazz hands. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Have I startled you all?
A little bit, yes.
I am sorry. I assumed you would hear before I arrived.
I am
Anyway.
curious. Have you seen Moose und Squirrel?
This is not Rocky and Bullwinkle. We do not need that.
As you're all looking, can I ask what you came here for?
Duh. But first, would you like to wake others up? It's probably not good to be woken up by me leaning over going, shh.
I can attest to that.
Oh, I thought it was rather pleasant.
Yeah, I'll go wake the others. I'll explain to them that a frost giant ninja has approached. I was not aware they had ninjas.
Have you been drinking?
No.
Hello!
Oh my. Oh, this is interesting.
The word for it.
She'll get up and quickly prestidigitate to freshen herself up. And who are you?
I am Giant.
Oh, that is certainly
I'll
the
take your word
case.
for it.
First name Giant, last name Giant.
No, I am Oral. Name is Oral. Oral father.
So, did you say oral fodder?
I'll spell it.
That's weird that you would have your last name of being the father of somebody rather than being the son of somebody.
Yeah, it's like a reverse patronym.
Yeah.
His son is like super badass.
Is a
My
long
hypothesis.
story. I am
Anyway.
here to make, how you say, deal.
Thanks, Lord, to brow at that. Well then, this works out quite nicely. We were actually coming to talk.
Is good. There is problem with giants.
And what might this problem be?
Problem with traitor.
Traitor?
Traitor. We have one who has left the ordning.
Left the ordning?
He has cheated. He is Maug.
I see.
The problem is cheating has made him strong. So strong, he thinks he can ignore orders from Jarl.
How did he cheat exactly?
Ah, he has turned back from Thrym, god of Frost Giant. He has spoken with Vaprak, god of trolls. His old legend: eat flesh of troll, gain their power, gain strength, gain ability to heal like they do. But is Maug, and this trying time for giants. Need all giants to be Mott, not Maug.
I see.
Need giants to follow directions from Jarl Stolvald.
This all seems reasonable for you to wish, but I'm not certain we can be of assistance in any direct way.
Unless you have any ideas, of course.
I do have idea. Is good idea. I know it's good idea because I thought of it.
And I would love to hear it.
Thing is, he is Maug, yes. But in time of trouble, he brings tradition. He brings simplicity. Sure, that. He tell other giant, come with me. We will be strong. We will bring glory to giant among three. He think he know better than Jarl Storvald. Is not good. But he claim to be part of Ordning. That Ordning give him strength. For this I must speak to you. I am not sneaky. Normally.
Yeah, things
I get
are
over the
silent
side
thanks
now.
to Adriel and Ox.
I need little people like you all to help. Jesus Christ. Fuckers. One sec. Okay. I need little people like you all. Be sneaky. Find me proof. Find me proof that he has left Ordning, that he has cheated, that he is Maug. This is what I ask you to do.
Is there any obvious, I suppose the word would be, ways of showing such a thing?
Simple way is they regenerate, but not always good. Sometimes grow horns. Sometimes grow extra heads or extra arms. Is very weird. Suspect that he must pay tribute to his god. He makes air quotes around the word. Or it will go poorly for him as well.
Even if we witness this ourselves, We could not simply go to the Frost Giants and explain that. He would call us liars.
Then you must prove it. Prove it before the giants. Or prove it before me. There are enough giants amongst us who wish to follow the yarn. We do not ask you to kill him. Not on own. He is Maug. Maug bastard. But he is strong. If you can show proof, we will help you kill him.
So if not a trophy, then something like a holy symbol or something of that sort?
Even if we find a symbol of Vaprak, they'll say we took it from trolls or whatever. To truly prove it, we need it to not only be unambiguously Maug, it needs to unambiguously be his. That narrows it down. It's not impossible. But it is not easy.
But if we can somehow prove this, would the Frost Giants be willing to stop attacking the villages around Bryn Shander?
And here we have problem. I have order from Jarl Storvold. He say, take this stone, Oral. Take this stone, find man who it points to. It points to Bryn Shander. He say, man who this points to, he has the Ring of Winter, the thing that we need.
Inks will smile a bit sadly at that and hold up her hand. We think we understand what you are after there. But unfortunately, the man and the item you're seeking you will not find there.
Strictly speaking, we only know about the man.
Well, Adriel did
We
search
heard about
for
the
it.
ring.
Yeah, Adriel did try and locate it.
It did locate object. It is not in the city of Bryn Shander. So if it's pointing to Bryn Shander, then it's pointing to either the wrong person or the person who does not have the ring. Or a person who does not have the ring.
Do you know if it's using blood magic? Because I can see where it can be a problem there.
Is bloodstone. He pulls out a little bright red stone.
Ah, then yes. The problem is that one of such person's bloodline is in Bryn Shander, but it is not him, and he does not have the item you seek. We assumed that you might have been looking for it, and we made an effort to find it ourselves.
This is problem. I ask on behalf of Jarl Storvold. Do you know where the thief Artis Simber is then?
Not precisely. We know which direction he headed last.
But that was many years ago. So he most probably has gone elsewhere since, unfortunately.
Half a lifetime to your kind.
This is not good. If you give me last direction, and if you give me proof that this is not the thief in Brian Shander, and if you help me, then we will leave. There will be no more reason for us to be here. We only want Artis Simber.
Can I see the bloodstone, please? Hold out a
He
hand.
holds it a little bit closer to you, but he will not give it to you. So
He's assuming
if you
Adriel's
look a
going to
little
cast
bit
Detect
closer
Magic
to it,
instead.
yeah, if you look a little bit closer at it, it is not actually just a like bright ruby or something. It looks as if it is a small diamond that contains what looks like blood, but blood in the form of a rune.
Yeah, I will cast Detect Magic on it.
Yep, it's magical.
Divination, I presume.
Yep.
But no way to determine without trying and playing around with it who it's actually going for.
But at this point, we can make a few assumptions.
We can. And I still got in the back of my head that artist is around somewhere. Because it explains a couple other things, but if he's not going to lend his to us to finish the tracking job, then
I mean, if it's not Artis, now that we've heard a little bit about who they're worried about, maybe this one is the cause of other issues.
whatever the trader's name is, I kind of want to take him out anyway. Just because, troll god worshiper, I guess.
Big bad giant.
One that probably won't make a deal with us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not for nothing. If the rest of the stuff wasn't going on, that would still be a thing to do. So, I'm inclined to help on that front. It's just a question of we also have to get these giants to go away, and they're looking for the guy we thought they were looking for, and we're pretty darn sure he's not here. So, now what?
Well, if it finishes our mission, then I'm more than willing to take a look, especially since it doesn't actually involve fighting him.
Take a look, at least.
There will still be fighting. But we will help you. I want traitor dead. You want traitor dead. Is stuff legendary friendships are made of. Eh?
Oh, I do like how you think.
Adriel will smile at that.
See? You know my struggle.
Then let's make a legend.
Hey! Excellent.
Adriel and Orel at Brian Shander. I'm so glad you got that.
We will make legends. I will tell story to Scald after we're done. They will sing for generations of giant.
Oh, I will look forward to learning that song.
But tomorrow, you brought what? Just gonna leave that.
I brought my scald with me.
Who's your scald?
Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, that works.
Oh, I'm a bit better. I am a headliner.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I will see you. I must go. I have preparations to do.
I don't suppose before
And,
you go you can point us in the direction we need to be looking.
I was gonna say.
Oh, he points towards the town to the east of you. Is set up in Old Town. Have been making use of it.
That makes sense.
Spent lots of time finding all the lovely things little people have hidden away. Who are surprisingly clever.
Oh, we do try.
You certainly do. But I must be going. I have preparations for ritual to be doing. And I must make sure that guards will not kill you on sight.
We appreciate that.
Is big favor I do for you. Many guards, they just throw and throw and throw. But is not always best.
I know the type.
Everybody knows a few. It's good to have met you. What is your names?
Adriel Kurumnash.
It's good to have met you, little person, Adriel Kuramnash. What are other little people's names?
I'd say you can call me whatever you want, darling, but I do go by Inks. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I am Ox.
And I go by John Jensen.
John Jetson, you say, is very unusual name. I like, though. You are very quiet, it seems. Are you not, Mr. John Jetson?
Yes.
That's why he's good at sneaking, too.
Will you be sneaky for me?
I will be what I need to be for the objective.
Is good answer. Is good answer. It's good to know names. Little people, Inks, Ox, John Jitson, and Adriel Kurnash. Skalds will sing of your names and how you helped Thrym and Jarl Storvold in their search. I will see you tomorrow in the camp.
Until then.
He gives a little nod and just kind of wanders off back towards the camp. Now that you're looking at him, you're honestly extremely skeptical as to how he snuck up on you in the first place. He's not quiet at all.
Oh, Inks has been skeptical this entire time.
Yeah, you hear you can easily hear his footsteps up until he's about 100 feet away. He's not quiet.
That is quite the prank you two pulled.
Yes, prank. What time of night is it?
2.
Okay. Probably do not want to do this in the dark. Or do we? I don't know.
I know at least some of us probably don't want to be exhausted.
Suck it up.
Can everyone see in the dark?
Actually, no.
So then we should probably wait for daylight.
Probably.
Welcome back.
It's only gone for like a minute.
And we missed you the entire time.
Thanks, I guess. What'd I miss?
We decided,
to wait till morning.
Okay.
Because the most definitely, or most probably most stealthy of us can't see in the dark.
Ah, yes, that is a problem.
Are any of us trained in stealth?
I think Rich is.
depends on how you define trained.
I could have sworn you were.
Well, I mean, I do have it as a skill, but
It's more
So
like an
you're pretty
innate
darn
trait.
I would say I'm not terrible at it.
I've apparently got +4.
Because I'm reasonable at it for not, not a ninja.
I mean, we have a lot of dex-based people, don't we?
Yeah, nobody wears heavy armor, which really helps. But I have disguised self, but that's not. I don't know if that's going to help today. Whatever, let's just sneak up.
You're just gonna completely try and sneak in.
Sneak is close enough to get a look at what's going on there. Do this in phases.
Okay.
Wait, they did say Orc City?
They only mentioned giants and the troll god.
I couldn't remember what town they said he took over.
I don't know.
The town's called East Haven, but you know, all the people who live there are probably dead.
That's fair.
Did you give us the name of the trader guy?
Oh, he did not, but he should have. His name is Karstag. Your friend Beldora gave you a distance description of him. A couple sessions ago. Though it was probably a lot longer than that real time. He's extremely large, and the best way they described it was lumpy for a frost giant. Adriel, you made, I can't remember what manner of check it was at the time, that
Right.
allowed you to identify it as an everlasting one.
Yeah, remember, he's the frost giant heretic.
Yeah, basically.
And he's in East Haven, and we've been asked by another frost giant to provide proof, and then those frost giants will help us get rid of these frost giants. Okay.
So there's the thing, if we can find a symbol of the heretics.
Basically. Anyway, so we should probably get as close to town as we can without being, well, close enough to get a good look at town, but sneaky like.
Okay. Barrick is probably going to stay behind for this one. He's not exactly sneaky in his heavy armor. But he promises you, if you need any assistance, just shout, and I'll be there in a jiffy.
Oh, don't worry, darling. I'm told I'm quite the screamer. And wink at him.
I will take your word for it, fair lady. He blushes. Bright.
Smirks at that, turns, and like holds up the hand to wave as she walks by.
You guys are great. Anyhow, getting close to this town. All right. So, it'll be about midday before you get within realistic sneaking distance of the town. If you're trying to move carefully. I'm just going to let this play out before we go anywhere. I'm kind of enjoying where it's going. Adriel kind of sounds like an old man right now.
What is this
There's a bit of
shame
old
that you
woman there,
speak
but-
of? I call it an opportunity for fun.
I roll.
You should give it a try sometime. I think you'd have fun. Or is your god against that? Yes, and we're going to do it now. But might as well give our tracker something for the road, you know. It's fun making the difficult crowds blush. You are such an easy mark. Nobody's getting hurt. Everything's fine. Let's get back to the task then.
I'm guessing that you're done.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So getting close to the town, y'all are relatively far out, probably half a mile. You've gotten you've been moving slowly, so you haven't had much trouble staying hidden up till now. But you're getting close enough that the giants might actually see you. It's really, really flat out here. So go ahead. Anybody who wants to try and sneak in, go ahead and make me a.
Well, before we try and sneak in,
Mhm.
what's the town look like?
Honestly, it looks pretty similar. It looks pretty similar to Bride Shander, just smaller scale. There's some small-ish, probably 10, 15 feet tall walls around the outside of it, entirely wooden. Within it, you can see thatched roofs, wooden houses. The gate, notably, has just been broken down completely. There's also several holes just in the wall now where you imagine giants probably just walked right through it without too much regard for it.
It's only like a waist-high fence to them, right?
Sorry?
It's only like a waist-high fence to them.
Yeah. It's like waist, maybe mid-torso. 3/4 of, average giant is like 20 feet tall, 21 feet. So yeah, it's not very high to them.
Are there any giants out and about?
You can spot a couple heads poking up behind the wall. You can't tell which way they're looking. There's one very obvious giant wandering around to the west of you guys, poking his head into the kind of looking. It looks like he's looking for something on the ground. But thing I forgot. As you're coming up to the town, as the sun's rising and you're coming up to the town, you notice the clouds that have been being held at bay over over the mountains behind the town begin to surge forward, but are slowly pushed back over the course of a couple of hours. So yeah, a couple of giants around that you can see from here.
About how far out is here?
Here, probably about half a mile. They're big. It's
Okay.
flat.
Is there any kind of cover?
It's not completely flat. It's a little bit rolling, but until you get to the town, it's kind of open ground.
Hmm.
What you can see from the giant holes in the wall, there's enough buildings and rubble in there that once you get in, it's pretty decent cover. But on the ground outside of it, there's not too much.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what we could disguise, alter ourselves to be to
Someone wearing completely white.
yeah.
That's all I had so far.
That's true.
I mean, it's also extremely snowy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad camouflage.
That is true.
Except for that nice long ass trail of snow that you just crawled through.
There's no way around that one unless someone has a way to teleport half a mile. Or at least fly, which I do not.
Not at the moment. Yeah, the best I could do would be distract, but we'd have to be closer.
So how's Richard doing on his sneak?
Go ahead and roll.
Pretty good.
Really well.
God
Where
damn.
the hell did he go?
Yeah,
He just
you
suddenly
do.
wasn't there.
You vanish. You leave no trail behind you, basically. It's almost as if you're walking on top of the snow. But you make your way. Yeah, you make your way to the walls without too much trouble. Yeah. Yeah, you got a 1 and a 20. That's some solid stuff.
Order matters.
Thankfully.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I guess I'll use a cast in disguise self to turn my outfit completely white, so I'm snow colored.
Okay.
Whatever benefit that gives, and then I will attempt to sneak in myself.
Okay. Roll stealth with advantage because you're disguising yourself for better camouflage. Okay. Yep.
Very good advantage there.
Yeah, the Giants physically cannot make a 26. Yeah, damn good advantage. But they can potentially make an 18. You're correct. You certainly do not suck.
Dope.
Actually, wait, no, they're not actively looking for you guys. This would be passive for them. So ignore that 18. You too make it to the wall without too much trouble. There's a brief moment where you feel like a giant may have spotted you, but it looks like he was just briefly turned around to set something down on the wall, and he's going back to talking with his friend.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say probably on the way of well, Richard was already up and gone, but when Adriel headed out, did a message spell to her, basically saying, "Find a way to distract them, then the other two of us can sneak in."
Do we? I'd like. Didn't Oral say that he would basically tell the guards not to kill us?
He said that they wouldn't kill you on sight.
I thought he was talking about the guards at the other place, but okay.
Which other place?
Good point.
The other place.
So the trader is supposed to be in this town?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, are they all together?
Yeah.
So this isn't a separate faction of traitor and
I mean, they're all
troll worshippers.
there's like this there's the separate faction, but like there's they're all in the same place. They're still technically the same tribe.
Hmm.
So we're looking for a lumpy giant. Got it.
He's probably an asshole too.
Yeah, probably.
Well, he is a giant.
You make an excellent point.
Well, okay, I guess I was thinking of this from the point of two separate places, but so they wouldn't kill us on sight, so that means we could technically go up. But the thing is coming up with the plausible backstory.
So while we're kind of sneaking, then why don't y'all work on that?
Oh, that'll be fun.
We want to become frost giants, so we brought a dragon head to prove our worth to the tribe. Boom.
I don't think you're going to hit anything noticeably better than that.
Well, I mean, technically, we still have the idea of trying to talk to them about not destroying Branchander. But that means the two of you are essentially the only bit of the well, I guess technically Rich is the spy, so this is just up his alley anyway.
But we could become frost giants.
Is that a thing Ox wants?
Not before now.
You didn't realize that's an option, so.
I mean, if you guys want to become frost giants, you can go ahead and try and become frost giants.
Darling, as much as I would love trying that, I don't think it's going to work for me.
Actually, that would be super fucking cool if you tried to do it. I have no idea how it would work out. I just think it would be super cool.
Isn't there a spell for that?
Polymorph?
Well, true polymorph.
Yeah,
and
that one.
enlarge.
Yeah, there's some other giant-y bullshit that they can pull as well, but
I don't think polymorph would work because it has to be a beast.
Well, it's got to be true polymorph, which is 9th level. That's the only raw way to do it. I'll wish, but
Yeah, let's not bring that one up.
I mean, it could just
However-
be a companion on it if you just want to learn their ways of fighting. But remember the last time we'd talked about possibly wrestling them?
Right.
do it.
I don't think that would work out well.
You're the one who wanted to become one, darling.
Fair enough. No, I mean, I'm fine waiting for Adriel and Rich to finish scouting things out in person.
yeah, I guess I'll start scouting.
Okay. So, once you're within, excuse me, once you're within the walls, basically, there's enough cover that you can basically have total cover the entire time you're there. So for the first little while, anyways. Once you get further into the town, though, you notice that everything's kind of gotten trampled down, and there's been a set of tents set up in what looks like a valley in the center of town. And I'm just going to switch you over to the map for it because I feel like that'll make things much simpler. So there's a whole setup of tents. There's one larger one over here that looks to have some sort of tribal banner above it. There's another large-ish one here that looks to have a banner of what Adriel would probably recognize as a banner of Thrym, the frost giant god, above it. And there's several frost giants kind of just milling around down here. Is his name pronounced Thrym or Thrime? Actually, it's spelled with a Y. Whatever.
Could be either, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is inside town or just past it?
Yeah. You also notice a small cave at the very back of the valley. This is just past / at the far edge of town. There's a small cave in the back of the valley.
Okay, so after we kind of sneak in through the town proper, we find this little valley that the giants are clearly king.
Yeah, there's enough cover in town, and there's very few giants on guard up there.
Right.
You see several more down in the valley, down in the vale, standing guard,
Okay.
or just living, eating, drinking.
Giant
Okay.
things.
Yeah, gianty things.
Is this right here a tent too?
Ignore that. That used to
Okay.
be, that looks like it used to be a house or a watchtower of some kind. It's now mostly rubble.
Now it's even more obvious. All right.
Yeah, just leave it. Valley walls or Vale walls are about 50 feet down, or about 50 feet.
Hmm. I'm wondering if we should sneak around on the top of the cliff and get the lay of the land, or start sneaking into the Vale and try and find specific stuff.
Well, where are we right now?
Long way.
And if we do that, aren't we going to have to backtrack back around to get back down?
That's the main downside of it.
But where are we on the map?
Closest point to where you guys came in. You came in from the west. So you're not quite on the map. You'd be like off towards the top left corner of it. You're looking in on this on their camp right now. I'm kind of just showing you the map because it's way easier than explaining it all to you with words.
Well, can't see much out here, shall we?
You're the expert.
Then we shall.
Please
All right. Other group, what are you doing?
Well, Inx's thought is still to provide a little bit of a distraction for the other two.
Do we have the dragon head with us?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We might want to just get a.
It's yours.
We might
Okay.
just want to get the our friend the knight, and we can just walk in, and he can be part of our diplomatic mission.
Your diplomatic mission.
Yes.
All
Our
right.
diplomatic mission to Alderaan.
Oh God! Don't make it one from Alderaan. That's just gonna end poorly if you do.
Never said we made it to Alderaan.
I mean, if you're just not gonna make it to Alderaan, then you're gonna die.
No, it's good because Alderaan dies.
I'm really confused. You want to die?
That's why I'm
confused
saying
now
we're on
at
a
this
diplomatic mission, but we don't actually make it to Alderaan. The
All
people
right.
who were going to Alderaan didn't get to Alderaan when it got destroyed.
That's true. All right. Regardless of Alderaan, poor Alderaan. Yeah, if you get Barrack, you can attempt to just walk straight towards the gates, basically. Uno momento. All right, he does not miss his mark. A gigantic boulder of ice flies out from behind the walls of East Haven and lands about 10 feet from you guys.
I pause, put down the dragon head for a second, wave hello, pick it back up, and keep walking.
May want to show it first.
I'm carrying it over my shoulder. They should see
You
it.
hear a rumbling shout in Giant from behind the walls. I think Adriel is the only one who spent time studying the Giant phrase book, basically.
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I was the one who thought of it.
Oh, was it you? I thought it was Adriel. Whatever.
Both of us.
Okay, cool. He shouts, Wer fears Dur? Which is basically who goes there in Giant.
Ox is going to shout back, Ox.
Things will say, do part. We are diplomats from Brine Shander.
Diplomats? Are diplomats good to eat?
She'll smirk, but say no.
Whom had? What do you want?
We wish to speak to your leader. Where der Forer?
Karstag. A giant head comes up from over the wall. You're holding up your dragon head, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Dragon head. Good stuff. Come. Fang meg Zodun Kong. I will show you to the king. Or to the leader, I guess. He's not a king. Frost giants don't have kings.
They have Jarls,
Thank
right?
you.
They do have Jarls.
Jarl translates to noble.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hence why your friend Oral was yakking on about Jarl Stormvold.
Head that way.
All right, yeah. Your latest frost giant friend starts leading you back through the town towards the Vale that Adriel and Rich are currently looking out over. Adriel and Rich, you would probably spot them heading in if you hadn't already gone in yourselves.
Well, while they're all yelling at each other, I definitely would find that as a opportune moment to get going.
Indeed, they do start yelling at each other. You don't catch most of it's a bit beyond your giant phrase book inks, but they sound very angry, and they keep gesturing both with big chomps of their teeth and with pointing towards the big house at the far end. swap over to Adriel and Rich now, real quick. How are you guys going in? Was there a decision on that?
Quickly, quietly, and sneakily.
Okay. Better question, from which direction are you going in?
I'm okay with climbing down. I don't know how you feel about that.
I just figured we'd be super exposed there because I don't see there being any kind of good way to hide against the cliff face.
No, there isn't.
To be fair, the cliff face is also 50 feet up.
Right, so we probably just sneak around an edge.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Do we want to go to the big tents from the front or the back?
Back.
So hug the west wall and then kind of come around?
Yes.
Sneaking around to like here or here-ish kind of deal? Or ping it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that works. All right. Give me an athletics check to climb down the cliff face back there then.
No, we're going to go along the wall on the bottom.
Oh. Okay. All right. Give me stealth check with advantage, both of you. Most of the guards around there are distracted currently by the diplomats. All right. Those will both do. So y'all sneak in past the main guards without too much trouble. You can hide in like this batch of scrub here, where I just put a giant scribbly-looking circle. As you get there, there seems to be somewhat of a decision made as your friend Oral comes out from his tent and starts shouting at the giants over in front of the gate. So Inks and Ox and Barrack are being led further in. There's been some acknowledgement of your trophies, and you're being let into the camp a little bit more. So
Taking a look around, getting a feel for things as we go through.
You guys are the red square.
I do want to be keeping an eye out for anything that suggests something we might be interested in with respect,
Yes.
Okay.
I know that was a lot of vague statements, but
yeah. Okay, roll perception while you're going through. Okay, Adriel, you hear some soft crying. As you're moving past the clump of huts that I will draw a square around in a moment. As you're moving past the clump of huts that's on your way in. The pink square.
okay. Crying as in a child?
A little bit older than a child. teenage like early 20s ish.
But like giant size crying?
No, no. Frost giants don't cry.
Okay. How close are we passing to that tent? Or how close did we pass to that tent?
You probably passed within about 50 feet of it.
And how well staked down are the tents?
Pretty well. They're like. Actually, that's a good question. I mean, giants are going to drive the stakes in pretty well, but they're big enough that proportionally they're probably still not that well staked when it comes to like your size. Right?
Basically, I'm wondering is could I squeeze?
Yeah, you're wondering if you can like slip inside it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, there's enough room for you to like slip inside it.
Okay, but I have to get across 50 feet of.
You're obstructed by the tent. You've already made the stealth check for it. You don't have to roll it again.
Okay, I'll indicate to where I last saw Richard, and that I'm going there. I hear something and I'm going there, like hand signals, and then I will proceed to try to enter the tent.
Okay. You can find a little draft hole in the back without too much trouble, and slip right into it. And you find within what looks like a few humans. Terrified, dirty, scratched up, but living humans.
I make a shushing gesture at them if any of them notice me.
You make a shushing gesture, but one of them dives at you and catches you in a hug. And starts muttering, "Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you."
How long have you been here?
A couple of weeks.
How many were there when you were first brought here?
A couple of dozen.
And there's what, a dozen left?
No, not a dozen. Try like 3 or 4. We're gonna go with 4.
Okay. Shit. Shit. Yeah, everyone's gonna get a worried look on her face. All right. Do you know where they're being taken?
To the big tent. She looks frightened.
Yeah.
Truly scared when she tells you this. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to think.
Yeah.
Because it seems like you might need it.
Yes.
While you do that, I'm going to switch over to Inks and Ox real quick. you all continue to be led towards the big tent. Oral is with you now, though. He's walking next to you, and there's a growing group of frost giants surrounding you all as you head towards the big tent with the tribal insignia over it. Eventually, as you basically stop in front of it, Oral steps forward and shouts something in giant that includes the word Karstag towards the tent. And a lot of giant groaning and moaning ensues from within. Rich, are you going on without Adriel? Or...
If there was crying in that tent, yes.
Okay. So everybody is very much distracted now with the... everybody's even more distracted now with... with Oral's shouting at the tent. So you can, without too much trouble, easily make it around here. Everybody's kind of looking this way right now. Nobody's looking down this way. It's the last little bit that's going to be a problem for you, I think. Because you've got to make your way towards the tent across open-ish ground.
Granted, but if they're all looking the other way, then I like my odds here.
They're all looking towards the tent.
Ah.
Yeah.
What is that right there?
That's why we were trying to get their attention while we were at the front and walking towards it, so they'd be looking away from the tent.
Is that stuff by the 3 some more scrub brush or something?
Yeah, I mean it's scrub. It's a couple of broken trees. It's cover, but it's there's still a decent amount in the way. Or not in the way. Words are hard. There's only so much cover, is what I'm getting at here.
I think I'll make my way to the edge of tents that I'm at and just be ready for an opportunity.
Okay. Cool. Adriel?
Okay, and there's only the 4 humans in the tent.
There are.
I'm going to go take a quick peek out the front of the tent. I assume that no one's even kind of looking.
Nope. Not even a little bit.
Are the people in the tent that are chained up or something?
No. There's a couple of big, giant-y footprints right outside of the tent.
Okay, so they're normally just guarded.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm going to tell them, I'm going to have them sneak out the tent and try and hide in the scrub brush there.
Okay. Okay.
And we will pick them up on the way out.
All right. Let's see how well famished prisoners do on stealth checks.
Yeah, I know. Hold on a second. Wait. I might have a spell for this.
Oh, like non-detection?
I have aid, not I do not.
Oh God, that's dark, Rich. I love it.
I do not have a spell for that. So.
Yeah, so they do have advantage because nobody's really looking at them. The closest giant is probably like here. Just barely do they make it. Just barely.
I'll take it.
Yeah, so you now have a group of refugees of former giant prisoners hiding in these scrubs there.
Okay.
I've reset the purple box, or the pink box.
By the way, is this map to scale?
No, this is not like these are not 5-foot squares.
It would be very tiny tents.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stay with them for the moment while watching the shenanigans going on over there.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how to ask them if they're being sacrificed, but they're going to the big tent. That doesn't make sense. With the Jarls in on it. I don't think these are going to help us.
Yeah, right. All right. So you have a group of escaped prisoners in that bush. Rich, you are still waiting for an opportunity to break into his tent.
Well, at least to make it over there.
Right. Okay. And then that just leaves us with Cerberic and Ox and Inks in front of the tent. So, Oral has been shouting at the tent for a good 10, 20 seconds now. Finally, another giant comes out. And this one towers over even Oral. He's easily 25, maybe even 30 feet tall. It's kind of hard to tell when they get that big, but he's easily a head above Oral and maybe even more. He is, like your witnesses said, he is definitely lumpy. There's a lot of extra muscle on him. He's got the same tribal tattoos going as Oral did, just on both sides, and they extend down to where you can see skin on his legs as well. He's wearing a large horned helmet. Make a perception. Actually, I need to roll something real quick. All right. Roll a perception check, but anybody who's looking at Karstog as he comes out.
Well,
All right, Rich, you spot this. No one else does, though. Part of his furs are trembling a little bit. Right up on his right shoulder, in fact. They're trembling and shaking a little bit. he's kind of piled them up and positioned them so it's hard to tell. But something funky is going on there.
Yeah, that's no good.
I'd say, does it look like it's actually living or not, but or like magical.
Rich, are you the one who has message?
I do not.
I have it.
Damn. So yeah, you have this lovely little tidbit. But Karstag, removed from his tent, stands before our fearless diplomats, leers down at you, kind of bending over just so that you're in his shadow, and rumbles at you. Sorry. Who are these little people in our camp, Oral? I thought the order was given to not let any within. Ignore my pinging, I'm just resizing the square. Who are you, little people? Why have you come to the realm of Karstag?
Inks will motion to Ox to basically thump down the dragon's head and just stare up at him and say, Amdu Karstag. I am Inks, and I represent Brian Shander. This is Ox and Lord Beric. We seek a... Crap, what's the word for? We seek an audience with the leader of the Frost Giants. We wonder if perhaps we can help each other.
He's very interested in this giant head you've brought. Or the dragon head. Shit, wrong kind of head.
To be fair, a giant head would have also worked.
Yeah, I mean, he's not particularly friendly with most of them. Or with about half of them. A dragon head. Which one of you killed this fine beast? Was it you, little girl?
Well, I would be lying if I said I didn't have a part in this. Call it a group effort. And she'll gesture to the three of them.
And to what do I owe this fine visit from Brian Shander?
We wish to know more of your current dealings in the area, and if perhaps we can avoid any conflict with Brian Shander.
Actually, he's chuckling. Make another perception check. Those of you who are near him. And Sir Barrack should probably make one too.
Yeah, I was hoping he was doing it and you were just doing it secretly.
No. Not you. Just Ox, Inks, and
Okay.
Barrack.
You could probably
okay.
say within 1,000 feet.
Okay. So Adriel or not Adriel. Shit. Ox and Inks. You two both hear. It sounds as if something else is chuckling. Whenever Karstag does. Like it sounds like he is, but it sounds like there's something else chuckling in unison with him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's got some freaky reverb going.
And does it doesn't look like any of the other frost giants notice it?
No, it doesn't look like any of them do. Oral might, but
Just as a note, I'm trying to remember. Frost giants don't do the magic thing, right? They don't like it at all.
They have like their shamans, but that's about it.
yeah, basically. They have, I mean, they have clerics, which is what Oral is. They have all the giants have some ability for rune magic.
But generally, that sort of thing doesn't go hand in hand with making your cloak laugh. Or add reverb to you.
Yeah, basically.
Was this the guy that Oral was saying was a traitor, or was that somebody else?
This is the guy.
Okay. Thought so, just wanted to make sure.
But yeah, freaky reverb effect. But he asked you. Shit, I've completely lost what he was saying.
I don't think he actually did. You actually had him say anything past the laughter. You just explained it.
Oh yeah, he laughs at you with his freaky reverb going on, and then. Then he asks, "So, what does Brian Shander want, little ones? Are they prepared to yield?"
You say yield?
Yield.
Brian Shander is looking to stay out of the way of the destruction. Is your destruction for the purpose of taking over this entire area? Or did you have something specific you were attacking for?
I am here for glory, for strength of Frost Giant, to show strength before Thrime and the All-Father. I am here because we are strong. We take what we want. You're looking for him bullshitting you?
Yeah.
I mean, he's mostly truthful. You already know from Oral that the Jarl's been ordering them around, though. And that he's commanded them to find Artis Simber.
Yes, but he hasn't said that. But
He has not, and you do notice that very easily.
yeah. But also he said for the Allfather, and if he's a traitor, is that in line with that?
That
Oh,
would be
yeah.
a non-heretical way to phrase it.
Yeah, he didn't
He's-
phrase it.
Yeah, he's kind of full of shit on that part. But it's kind of complicated. So his original thing was that he wanted to be. He's not entirely in it for the Allfather, but there is some truth in what he's saying about wanting to bring glory. Wanting to bring glory to the Frost Giants in the eyes of the Allfather. He's not completely bullshitting, but he's not completely truthful about it.
And based on is there Balmora? That
Belmora.
Balmora is
Beldora. Sorry.
Beldora. Sorry, that was it.
Yeah.
Did she say the people that gave her information said that he specifically, like the lumpy one, was screaming about Artis Cimber?
He would have been. They all would have been, though.
Okay. Then Inks is going to, in her best, firm for Frost Giants, but still polite for Frost Giants, way, explain that those in Brine Shander had heard that he may be looking for someone. And in that, they can perhaps get some information.
Okay. Huh. We do not look for Artis Cimber. Jarl Storvald says, "Oh, go to these towns, look for Artis Cimber, but do not kill, do not take if you do not have to." But Jarl Storvald is coward. You hear some murmurings of approval from some of the present Frost Giants. He flees from what it means to be Frost Giant, to be strong. I will lead us back to that. I will make us strong. Yeah, you can go ahead and try and sneak the refugees out right now.
Back the way I came in, not like right up the middle.
Yeah.
Or mostly I'm going to try and direct them the best way back because I want to be able to keep an eye on this.
Yeah, he's Karstag is starting to bring some of them. There's a lot of like murmurs of approval going on. So you can, well, give me a sec. Let me roll stealth checks for them, but it's not a very high DC for them to beat. Yeah, they all make it. They all make it. So you can get them out, hide them in the town, in some rubble somewhere. Thank you.
We'll pick you up on the way out. If you don't hear from us in a couple hours, make your own way out.
Okay. What's your name?
Adriel.
Thanks, Adriel. You probably saved our lives. She gives you kind of like a faint smile.
I haven't done that yet. Stay safe.
Will do. You too.
I split back out and try and get, as close as I can to the action without getting seen.
You can make it over to where Rich is without too much of a problem. Basically anywhere along the route that you guys took in is fair game right now.
Then I'll probably try and end up where Rich is.
Okay.
And get like that far. I'm like, oh, this is first you go. That's probably as far as I can get.
All right.
So do I know Adriel's in contact with the other folks?
I don't know. What do you guys tell each other when you meet up?
Well, I guess it'd be more of a question of did he mention anything to me when that happened before?
Ox, I don't think would know. But Rich, as soon as Adriel catches up, she'd probably tell Richard it's like they're in the village. I found a few refugees. I snuck them out to the village. What's going on here?
Well, we found our lumpy guy and his fur moves.
Adriel takes a moment to process that. Interesting. He is lumpy. That's still not proof, though.
Well, no, but we need a better distraction to get over to his tent.
We could set a fire. That's all I got.
Where would we set said fire, though?
Adriel looks at the cluster of tents they're hiding behind and the one she just passed.
So we want them not to look at where we're going to be or are right now.
Yeah, it'd have to be over there.
Or back from where we came.
Yeah. That's the one I'm thinking right now. I mean, unless they get into a fist fight while we're waiting, but
maybe you should set the tent that had all the people you just rescued on fire so they don't question where those people went.
ooh, good thinking. They will proceed to sneak back.
Sorry, my chair is very loud right now. All right. You have I'm going to assume you have something to light a fire with. Oh wait, you're a sorcerer. Of course you have something to light a fire with.
Any weapon.
Yeah. Literally any of them. All right. All right. You light a fire in that tent. It is a sizable tent, so it takes a while to go up. But when it does, Karstag stops looming over Inks and Ox for a moment, looks up. He even stops talking about how frost giants are the best for a little bit. He sees that tent burning. No! Not the food! Don't take my food! And he dashes for the fucking tent. I'm gonna drop a frost giant token on here, actually. As soon as I find one, real quick. But yeah, Karstog is dashing for the tent. Everybody else is watching him, which means, yeah, Israel, roll some stealth for me. And roll good.
Can I throw her an inspiration? Or is she too far away?
What's the range on inspiration?
I may need to use my own inspiration on this. I would still have the disguise self up.
Crap, 60 feet.
Yeah, that's a bit too far for you to...
Ooh, but I guess how long would it have taken? Because I could have done this before he left.
It lasts for 10 minutes, I think. So
yeah, it does.
I'll go with that because, yeah, I'll go with that. Roll your D8. What's your bardic inspiration dice right now?
It should be D8.
Okay, go ahead. All right, let's. All right.
I'll use my own inspiration if I need to.
All right. Ooh. Ooh. By the way, when he's screaming, the reverb is a lot more obvious. Oral notices a bunch of the frost giants kind of tilt their heads. But Adriel, I'm sorry to say you do not succeed in hiding from the enraged I
figured.
Dog.
Okay.
Karstog sees you attempting to hide. You! Did you do this?
Actually, no. Hold on.
What?
Hold on. I'll come out of hiding, and as soon as the lane opens, I'm gonna run. But for now, I'm gonna stand up.
All right. Ox, the moment everybody's pretty well distracted. The charging giant chieftain was a pretty good distraction. So you get into the tent without too much difficulty. You see two things staked out. You see two things immediately as you come in. One of them is a human, staked out by his limbs, very definitely dead, seeing as he's missing most of his torso. If you examine him at all closely, he's got bite marks everywhere. The other is, in fact, a troll who is similarly staked out on the ground inside the tent. He appears to be living because his flesh is growing back, and he wears a taloned claw amulet, or pendant would be the better term for it. Above him, there's a similar, there's a large metal insignia propped up above him. Oh, this is another thing Oral forgot to tell you. The clawed hand is the symbol of Vaprak.
Speaking of which, where did he? Were we standing in front of this particular tent? Was he running away from that?
Yes.
Then immediately, as soon as like he did that and stuff like that, Inks would have given a look to Oral himself. Unless he was like specifically running with him, why would he?
Oh no, Oral's kind of just standing there watching the show.
Then she would have like given Oral a slight poke and pointed inside.
He looks up. He looks down a little bit annoyed. Cocks his head at you.
If you're looking for proof, it might be in there.
Then go, little one. I am not sneaky. Or
Understood.
where is your sneaky little friend?
Being sneaky. And then she'll gently slip her way inside.
Okay, you see the same stuff Rich currently does.
Can we get it?
Can you what?
Like, get, at least, like, the hook thing or whatever, the talon or whatever the troll symbol was.
The taloned hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is giant-sized. But, you know, there's all those giants right outside.
Right. Then, at least Inks will carefully peek out and point at their giant friend and do a message spell to him explaining what they see. But that obviously we can't grab it because it's too big.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you can always do that. That would be the simplest way. While you're messaging him, actually, Ox, what are you doing while this goes on?
Well, I would have seen Inks slip into the tent, so I'll probably be not clearly standing guard, but keeping an eye out to see if anybody else is approaching the tent to warn her.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that is a very, very real concern that you should have, Adriel.
I do have that concern.
All right. So, yeah, you stand up. Karstag closes the distance to you in a couple of steps. And just lifts you right up off the ground and kind of hovers.
I would dodge if he's trying to grab me.
Okay. He's going to try and grapple you then, I guess. Oh, wow. That is a shitty grapple, but it did the trick.
It did.
So Karstag is kind of just going to dangle you in front of his face. Did you set my food on fire?
I give him a look. Why would I do that?
Because you're tiny.
What?
How much time has passed when I've
Sizest.
been able to see this as I was after messaging our friend?
Yeah, you would have been able to see this.
Then I would like to secretly cast Phantasmal Force on him.
Oh boy. This gonna be good. All right. Go ahead. Yeah, the moving fur is like right next to you.
Could I stab it?
Like, you want to stab
I
it?
want to. Yes.
Okay. Um. Oh boy. Okay. Order of things to go with right now.
Yeah.
First, he's gonna hit you because he's very, very annoyed with the fact that um,
Yeah. Fair.
with the fact that he thinks you burned his food. I'm going to assume a 22 hits you.
It does. Wait, 22? I'm gonna cast shield.
Does that really block a 22?
18 and 5 is 23.
Oh, shit. All right. So, Karstag attempts to hit you, but at the last moment, a shield of arcane force pops up and deflects his attack from you. Tiny person
parried with
won't
the weapon.
let me hit them.
Speaking of,
Yes! Yes!
He rolls a 5 on
Yes.
his save.
Okay, I know.
What does he see?
I want his cloak thing to just start seeming like it's ripping to shreds and do a bunch of hooked claws into his flesh while a godlike thing shrieks at him saying, "Call my name and do my bidding." They like say Privy's trying to be his troll god.
That's
Swear
intense.
your loyalty.
All right, that is intense. We will get to that in a moment. Adriel, you wanted to attack him.
yes.
Go ahead, roll for that.
I'm gonna pile this up because I don't think I'm gonna have multiple shots.
All right.
Start with Searing Smite, so this will do an extra 1d6 there.
All right.
Grimflint Blade, 19 versus AC.
19 will hit him.
All right, that's 12 piercing and 5 fire.
I guess 1 psychic damage from that, but
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing, but oh, nice.
6 fire, and I'm gonna Divine Smite for a level 2 slot.
All right.
That much radiant.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice. All right.
That's 12 and 3 and 6 and 20. So I think that's 41. Again, to the fur, not just to him.
Uh-huh.
To
All
the
right.
movie bit of fur.
There's a bunch of fire in that too, which is good. Alrighty. So
And it's ignited into flames, and we'll have to make saves on it next turn.
okay. So let's just resolve that real quick. All of those things that just happened. So, after he attempts to hit Adriel, Karstag is angry and confused. Then Inks casts Phantasmal Force on him.
without saying a word or doing anything.
Yeah. He blows his int save. Yeah, he blows his int save, and he starts to have clawed hands dig into his flesh, and a godly sounding voice demands that he swear his allegiance. He drops to his knees and yells to the sky, "Master! I pledge allegiance to you and only you.
Right in front of all the other giants.
As he is doing this, Adriel, you drop your smite into his shoulder that's been quivering this whole time. With all the fire that you dumped into it, you managed to burn off some of the fur that's over it. And lo and behold, what should pop out but a little giant head? You know, just an extra head sticking out of his shoulder.
He became an Etten.
Gross.
That is also screaming to the sky.
Yeah, after that, I'm going to tumble back.
All right. While that's happening, Oral has gotten your message, Rich and Inks. He strolls over to the tent and shouts to the assembled giants, "Look at what this traitorous bastard swears to." He tears open the front flap of the tent and lets the light shine in on this lovely, lovely, enormous symbol of Vaprak. He is not giant. He is more troll than giant. He is Maug. Let us kill the traitor brothers and sisters. Let us wipe his blood from the earth. And Karstag is still very much in pain. The giants surrounding Oral look incredibly confused. So, Adriel, you're away from him. And it looks as if everything is about to break out into violence. When suddenly, another frost giant. Yes, when suddenly Rich starts looting the tent. God damn it.
Just in the background.
Just, you know, Oral's trying to make his dramatic proclamation to kill the heretic, and Rich is just in the background puttering around the symbol.
Even the strung up troll is like, damn.
Oh.
I mean, what better time than when everybody's not watching?
Adriel sitting there panting, got her blade up to block. Inks is like, yes, it's finally working. Ox is kind of confused, I assume.
Ox is waiting for the right moment.
Right.
So as I was about to say, a frost giant lunges at Oral with his axe. And all the giants break into a sudden melee, shouting at each other. "Kill the heretic! The heretic will make us strong! The Ordning is dead! The Ordning may yet live!" And I think this is where we're going to end for the night.
It's fucking awesome.
Mostly because we do not have time to fight this fucker right now.
No.
But yeah. We will end on the beginning of a melee between giants that you guys have unfortunately been caught in the middle of. I will get a scale like combat map for next time. So don't worry too much about distances right now. We'll work out where everybody is at the time.
Yeah, because I was about to say it's going to take me 13 turns to get over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to start you guys a bit closer together. Because, yeah, this map is just something that I borrowed from somewhere that worked well.
It's a good map.
Yeah, it's actually from Horde of the Dragon Queen.
Nice.
But yeah. Did people enjoy the session?
It was excellent.
Yes.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Rich is just like with hands full of treasure or whatever he looted, and then just like thumbs up.
Yeah, maybe we'll
All right, we got this, guys.
Maybe we'll just start after Rich has looted the tent, just so you guys don't have to do it later.
He's quick. He'd make short work of it.
Yeah.
Shoved it all in a bag of holding. So.
We'll sort through it later, see what's any good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna make like an actual feedback form at some point this week, and pimp that out to you guys. I feel like that's a good thing. But for now, feedback, stuff, questions, comments, concerns, criticisms.
Freaking awesome.
Just because I cannot think of anything that I would want to improve on, per se.
Okay.
Also, I think it's my thing to give a nomination. I think it has to go to Adriel for for number one, totally saving saving a bunch of people, and then also for calling Inks out on.
Fair enough. Congratulations.
Yay. Thank you. I have to say, this whole party is much more fun to play than the last one.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so much better when you kind of like, when you figure out how you're a group ahead of time.
Yeah, I won't lie. That was a major thing that I wanted to fix going into this campaign. Last party was.
Out of the Abyss kind of needs that a little bit, or encourages it, but
it's
negative.
Not exactly a friendly campaign.
Anyway, that's a big part of it. Plus, the Giants are interesting, and you're playing them well. You have some new accents. I'm liking it.
Muson's Quirrell.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many I have. I have to deploy them strategically.
We haven't run into Dr. Girlfriend again yet, though.
Strategic Accents is going to be the name of our next album.
Good times. Okay. Oh, I wanted to say I will not be around next week. I actually have it's midterm week next week, and I actually have a midterm at 7 p.m. on Monday. So I will not be able to cheat. I will not be able to cheat this week and come to play anyways.
That's rude. You should tell them to reschedule.
I always hated the few of those I had.
Yeah. Well, the department are bitches. They won't let me reschedule for D&D. They don't understand how important it is.
Screw them!
It's just rude.
Yeah, truly. Yeah. That's all I've got. Flint, did you talk to people about your proposal?
Oh, not yet.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, now's probably a decent time to do so. We're all here.
Yes.